here's the thing. For any of you who are struggling with imposter syndrome, and you run into this a lot, I mean, I run into this a lot with the dominants that I work with. That's almost like my primary job that I have with my dominant clients is helping get them through imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is very, very common. And it's this belief that, honestly, in my opinion, is perfectionistic at its root. And perfectionism is like shame-based at its root. So imposter syndrome to me is actually a shame base. And anything that wants to try to shame me gets kicked the fuck out of my life. So let's kind of paradigm shift it that way. Imposter syndrome really isn't about insecurity, although that's how it manifests. Imposter syndrome really is about perfectionism and shame, because we are feeling shame for a lack of perfection, because imposter syndrome basically argues that you need to be perfect. You need to know all of the knowledge, have all of the qualifications, have all of the experience, and then you are qualified to do what you do. So really, you picking up what I'm throwing down? Because I feel like this is juicy. And we're like 5 minutes in, right? Which is also a form of OCD. So OCD is, in a lot of instances, a trauma response. So yeah, the comorbidities, very, very, very real. Absolutely rigor mortis. So it's often about shame. And so really, I want to speak to all of you who are struggling with imposter syndrome, whether you're a dominant, submissive, switch, newbie, you vanilla, and you don't even want to be kinky. I don't care. I love you. You're welcome here. But Elle X Army, if you're struggling with imposter syndrome, let me just encourage you that that is a lie. That is a perfectionistic lie. And if you listen to that lie long enough, it will paralyze you from action. Because that's really what perfectionism is. Perfectionism is paralysis. Because perfectionism says you can't take the next step unless everything is perfect. But my friends, life isn't perfect. Our journey in life isn't perfect. Healing isn't perfect. Just because you don't know everything doesn't mean you don't know something, okay? And one of the most beautiful traits and what makes good leaders, great leaders, excellent dominants, excellent leaders is being teachable, being open, being humble to receive new information. So if you approach every day like, you know what, I know my shit, but I also want to learn more, then every day that goes by, you're adding slowly but surely to your wheelhouse. And every day, you're a little bit more qualified than you were the day before. Every day that goes by, you have a little bit more knowledge than you did the day before, a little bit more experience than you did before. And so really, the solution in my purview for imposter syndrome is not this check box, I am cured of imposter syndrome. It happens in little increments where we give ourselves permission not to be perfect. And we don't take on that shame that can be projected from other people when we're not perfect. Oh my goodness.